Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have more marathon news, and like most of what we've been getting, it is not positive. Christopher Barret was a longtime employee at Bungie, and at the time of the release of the trailer from last year for the Marathon reboot, it was being said that he was Marathon's game director. Earlier this year, we would get the news that Joe Ziegler, the former game director for Valorant, had taken over the game director position for Marathon, and that he had actually taken over that position at some point around the release of the trailer from last year. Throughout my coverage of Marathon, that being news, narrative, lore analysis, and the stuff I've done for the ARG, Christopher Barrett's name has come up a lot. For example, one of the most successful videos I have on my channel is about the hero shooter problem that Marathon faced in the wake of Joe Ziegler being announced as the game director. One of the primary points that I made in that video to quell some of the hero shooter fears that people were having is that Joe Ziegler was not entirely removing Christopher Barrett's presence from the project, that Christopher Barret had updated his Twitter profile to say that he was now the executive creative director at Bungie. My point was primarily that although Joe Ziegler came from the background of being a game director for a hero shooter, Christopher Barrett's presence would still make a positive impact on the end product, and that he was behind a lot of the direction for what a lot of us loved from the trailer in the ARG. But based on an article released today by the acclaimed games journalist Jason Schreier, it appears that Barrett's presence on the project was not positive for those involved. Jason Schreier's tweet about the article today reads, "In March, top Bungie employee and former Marathon director Chris Barret suddenly left the company. Barret was fired after an HR investigation found that he had behaved inappropriately with at least 8 female employees." The article elaborates further, stating that the investigation found that Barret called lower-level female employees attractive, asked them to play Truth or Dare, and made references to his wealth and power within the studio, suggesting that he could help advance their careers, according to 2 people familiar with the case. The article concludes with a paragraph that reads, "Bungie employees weren't told the circumstances behind Barrett's departure. Members of his Marathon team were informed earlier this year by management that he was on a sabbatical, according to the people familiar. Some later discovered that his company accounts had been disabled." At the time of recording this, I am unable to locate any response from Sony or Bungie, but within the article, Barret does have a statement about how he perceived the situation. A portion of his statement reads, "I never understood my communications to be unwanted, and I would have never thought that they could possibly have made anyone feel uncomfortable." More from him is included in Jason Schreier's article, which there will be a link to in the description. I suggest everybody check it out and give it a read. It's brief, but includes a lot of information about the situation. Nobody should ever have to experience this kind of harassment at their job, and to hear that this was occurring at a studio that we all so clearly care about a lot is unfortunate. It's especially upsetting to hear that it was Christopher Barret conducting these actions, because in the community he's revered as an individual who has had such a positive impact on the studio as a whole. This whole situation sucks, and I hope that the news videos that I make surrounding this game going forward are more positive and have more focus on the amazing game that I believe these people are making. The top comment on the Marathon subreddit post about this article I think says it pretty good. "It sucks to learn that he left Bungie, but to learn he is a piece of shit to people like this hurts, man." It's an unfortunate reality that people behave these ways, and the impact that it has on others is wholly negative. But the positive takeaway that I have from this whole situation is that he seems like somebody who was negatively impacting the creative team at Bungie who was working on Marathon. And now that he's no longer there, I hope it frees them up to conduct themselves in a safe environment where they're able to work on this game that we all care about. Well guys, that's all the news. I'll see you soon with another video.